So one other thing, Matthew, we have talked about is the use of data, which is coming out of customer service for the rest of the organization. And this is where your level AI and our conversations have been around. If you can't measure it, or if you can't improve it, if you can't show what's happening with the customer, you can't inform other parts of the organization. And finally, like we hear that from a lot of leaders these days, the face of the company is often the customer service rep. It's not the sales guy, it's not the sales gal, but the customer service rep, because that's a 3, 5, 7-year relationship as long as you have that restaurant or that patron who's looking for a restaurant on your site or on your app. So if you could talk about the importance of that data, customer service data for your organization and other parts of OpenTable.
Yeah, and it's, the answer to that question too has dramatically evolved over the last 5 years. Right. It's as millennials have taken more of a foothold in the economy, both in purchasing decisions, but also driving business. One thing that generation has consistently said, every data point you ever read, every market research data you look at says they will spend more money for a better experience. They don't just want the cheapest thing, they want the best value. And value isn't just that my phone doesn't break and that the screen doesn't crack. Value is also that I know how to use every little feature within it. Right? So I'll pay more for one that I know how to use. So that being the case, now you've changed support from being strictly and solely a cost center to a revenue generator, potentially, certainly revenue protector. The other thing that's interesting about that is because they want a better experience, and they're going to use that to change what purchasing decision they're going to make. Companies have to respond to that. Okay. Now we're all being compared to each other in a vastly expedited world of bad experience communicated to the world. It's instantaneous, and so really you are judged harshly publicly at all times, right? So now everybody's now in a volume game then, because if you get that really bad review, you can do everything you want to fight it, but the only way to really overcome it is about 1,000 really positive ones. And it's all about building brand equity within your customers. So what you're really trying to do is massively increase your touch points within your support, within your sales, within your CSS, and that customer. This is one of the keys to Disney's success, is that you have so many interactions with their brand. For the most part, they're positive, if not excellent, where they do make a mistake. The ride breaks down, the movie wasn't as good as you thought, the toy broke. Is there anybody that hates Disney? No, because they have that brand equity, and a lot of it's built within support. So in order to do that, you need the touch points. In order to do that, you need the technology. So now we're at a position where businesses are being established and are thriving and are profitable by making customer support tools and technology. And that right there changes things. So now it's the data side of changing it to these contacts, this handle time, this repeat contact rate. If we do X, Y, and Z, we can reduce cost. And it's a yearly exercise of cutting 3% from your budget. Now it's converted to, sure, I'm always going to look to cut for my budget, but if I can maintain, but maybe get better data, because now that data is trading at a higher commodity than oil in the world, it's value asset for us, it's value asset for our customers. Maybe we can even sell it. Who knows what we want to do? We have options, but not if we can't correlate our data. Then it's just, it's like a gold mine in your backyard that you can't find. Right? You're just looking everywhere to try and find it. And so that's where Level AI and other tools similar or different streams of the customer journey are becoming so critical so that they can do the other part, drive AI. Right. Your AI is only as good as your data, right? So in order for the customer to get that experience, which is real time, real fast, where I am, you got to improve the economics. Improve the economics. It's all about reach out rate, connection rate, CSAT score and NPS score rates, and then the translation to the dollar amount. And so connecting that, like support for the longest time has always been accepted as a cost center, but now transition to a revenue generator, which then allows more infusion into the support experience. You got to be in the front of that. You have to be a company that's progressive in understanding that or at least believing that. I don't yet have the data to map this out, but I have the belief and the faith that it'll work. Because eventually it'll get there. And some companies already have it. They can show you exactly. If you wait 15 seconds versus you wait 36 minutes on hold, that's going to translate to more sales. And it's about having sophisticated systems, but most organizations are not Microsoft and AT&T, that have these $50 billion or $50 million budgets. Most of them have like a $3 to $5 million budget for support. So it's the frontline tools, right? And that's where our customers are. That's where the mom and pops survive versus like the big behemoths, is if they can still provide these great customer experiences. And so the ability to get our data and do it cheaper internally is critical to the success of any support organization. So those are the metrics that you need, is to help prove your ineptitude in data, help prove your ineptitude in forecasting your costs, and the more so what you can do to correct your spend. Because performance stuff is easy. That stuff's easy. That's always out there. Handle time, CSAT score, repeat contacts, fine. Conversion rates, all that stuff is out there. But it's really about improving your brand at the end of the day, right? So how do you measure that? And then get your company committed to investing in your support organization because they're bought into the return of your brand.
Right. Absolutely. Well, that's fantastic.